Hello, welcome to Mosaic Arts Online. I'm Gila Rayberg. In this course, I'll be teaching my technique of contemporary portraiture using Mexican Smalti and Picassiette. I love creating portraits that show the character and personality of my subjects. What I'm teaching in this course is a new technique I developed after visiting Italy and taking a short course at the Mosaic School in Spilimbergo. I further developed the method of using Smalti with my love of Picassiette. This is an indirect method that gives you many possibilities in the finishing stages. We'll start by covering our reference image with plastic, which will become the temporary substrate. Next, I'll show you how to trace and map out your image for shapes, shading, and tonal variations. We will discuss our tesseract. In this course, I'll be using Mexican Smalti and plates and other found objects. For this process, I'll be using mortar and an admix for added strength, as well as a liquid pigment to create depth in the mosaic. I love to start with the eyes as they bring the portrait immediately to life. You'll watch me work in real time as each feature of the face develops. I'll explain my decision-making process as I make cuts and tesseract choices. You'll see this character emerge as a complete artwork by the end of the course. One of the unique features in this process is creating the permanent substrate with mortar and mesh. Once this is complete, we can transfer the face from the plastic to the permanent substrate. I'll demonstrate how I remove the mosaic from the plastic and transfer it. Next, I'll continue working directly on the permanent substrate to add the hair and the clothing and other elements. After these elements are added, I'll show you a variety of options for completing your piece, including how to make a cutout like this one here. Lastly, I'll share my technique for reinforcing the mosaic for more strength and durability, as well as adding the hanging hardware. This method provides endless possibilities for creating unique, contemporary portraits. Included in this course is a PDF for download of my suggested tools, materials, and resources. So let's get started.
Gila, thank you so much for coming to Mosaic Arts Online and bringing this course. You know, I've been asking for it for quite some time now, and finally it's here and it's completed. We are so excited to share this with everybody.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be back here.
Yes. So before we dive into sort of what you teach in this course, give me a little background on when you went to Italy and how that experience sort of inspired this piece and this course.
So it all kind of came about by accident. I was in Italy for a symposium with Giulia Manassi, and I decided to go to Spilimbergo because that's where all the contemporary mosaics are happening,
Yes.
and their portraiture is amazing.
Yes.
And so I decided to go there, and it just so happened the week I was going, there was a 4-day course, which they don't do very often, so I jumped on the chance to take it. And I wanted to learn portraiture, but you have to do what they are teaching, and I was the only person in the class who actually had experience already. It was
in Italy.
Right? A beginner class with 10 people, and I was the only person who had experience.
Wow.
So I had to choose from Roman classical or contemporary. So I did a contemporary copy piece, and I finished it in 2 days. And then on the third day, the teacher kind of set me up to show me how to do their contemporary portraiture style.
Right.
So I had 2 days with trying to learn how to do it, and it was all in Smalti with Hammer and Hardy.
Yes.
And so I learned that. And so I had a little taste of it in Italy, but I had seen all of their stuff, and I kind of got inspired by so many pieces at the school all over the place. And so I came home and I just kind of developed it. I continued with the Smalti, but my own style is like using the plates and the Picassiette a lot.
Yes.
And so I just started developing my own thing with it, adding in the plates and figuring that out. And so that's what happened. I just kind of kept developing it, and then I came up with this technique.
And this is what you're seeing here are these 4 photos here, plus the piece she makes throughout this course from literally beginning to end. You get so much with this course of what Gila has learned and developed. So go in a little bit more about the cutout and how this whole process kind of came to be.
Right. So with this process, we're going to be working on plastic, which allows you to actually work with your reference photo, whatever you choose, use, or we have a PDF of this one if you want. It's a oil painting of a friend of mine, and she gave me permission to use.
Yep.
And so you can actually see your reference through the plastic, so you can see the details of whatever your reference are. And you're working on a temporary substrate, which we then transfer to a permanent substrate. And I teach you how to create that permanent substrate also from mesh and fiberglass mesh and mortar. And then various ways you can finish it out, including cutting it out into whatever form you want, and which can be just the cutout of the person or something else. And then also it can become very textural. Usually the first part is going to be pretty flat, and then you can get all kind of crazy and textural, which I really love.
Which we can tell by each of your pieces has that kind of extra layer of, depth and fun and creativity. And also in this course, you teach about the values of different colors and where they go. And that's like one of the beauties. So if you know about Gila and her portraiture in Picassiette here at Mosaic Arts Online, this is just another level up, and not necessarily that is harder, but just a different way to do it that adds so much more information, especially about the different shapes of the substrates, how to reinforce them, and add a lot more texture and found objects to it.
And I talk about Smalti and using the different gradations of tone, like here, going with the different, tone from light to dark, and how to use them together and mix to get a much more of a richness of quality, and mixing them with the plates.
The plates, exactly. This course is over 4 hours long, so you literally watch Gila work and create this entire mosaic, and I cannot thank you enough for bringing this to Mosaic Arts Online. Is there anything else you want to add?
Nope, just have fun and
get at it.
Yeah, explore.
Yeah, we want you to explore and have a good time, and thank you again for coming.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah.